Stop. Do not scroll past this video. If you have been waiting for a deposit notification on your phone, you need to mark this date. Friday, January 23rd. For the last 2 weeks, you have heard the rumors. You've seen the headlines screaming about a fourth stimulus. You've seen the thumbnails promising $2,000 checks. And frankly, you are probably tired of wondering what is real and what is just noise. Well, the Internal Revenue Service just quietly updated their internal calendar, and it affects millions of bank accounts starting in exactly 48 hours. Here's the truth. There is money moving this week. There is a specific group of Americans who will see a deposit status change as early as this Friday, and this is the part the other channels aren't telling you. If you don't file the right paperwork by Monday morning, you could miss out on a payment that is actually larger than the original stimulus checks. I'm holding the official 2026 eligibility tables right here. In this video, we are not just talking rumors. I am going to read off the 5 specific states that have active rebate portals open right now. I am going to show you the new income limit that just unlocked an $8,000 payment for low-income workers. And I'm going to expose a scam letter that looks exactly like an IRS notice. If you get this in the mail tomorrow, do not scan the QR code. The countdown to the January 23rd window has started. Let's see if your name is on the list. Welcome back to the update. Let's deal with the elephant in the room immediately. Why is everyone talking about Friday, January 23rd? If you go to the IRS website right now, the official press release says, tax season opens January 26th. That is Monday. So why am I telling you to watch your account on Friday the 23rd? This is a secret that tax professionals know, but the general public usually misses. Every year, before the official opening day, the IRS performs what is called hub testing, or a soft launch. They turn on the e-filing servers a few days early to test the load. This year, that testing window falls on Friday, January 23rd. What does this mean for you? It means if you submit your tax return today or tomorrow using the free file tools that just went live, your return could be pulled into this test batch on Friday. Historically, people who get into the test batch see their refunds weeks before everyone else. We are talking about potential deposits hitting your account in early February instead of late March. So, when you see headlines saying IRS payments start January 23rd, they aren't talking about a new law passed by Congress yesterday. They are talking about the early bird window that opens this Friday. If you need money fast, you need to be in that window. But that's not the only money moving. While the federal government is just accepting paperwork this week, state governments are actively sending cash. I promised you a list of states. Let's go through the map. Because if you live in one of these zip codes, your stimulus isn't a theory. It is largely already approved. We have to start with Pennsylvania. If you are a senior citizen, a widow, or a person with disabilities living in Pennsylvania, listen to me closely. The property tax/rent rebate program just opened its doors for the 2026 season. Last week, Governor Shapiro announced that the expansion is in full effect. For years, the maximum rebate was $650. For 2026, that cap has been raised to $1,000. And here is the kicker. The income limit was raised to $45,000. This means thousands of you who were too rich to qualify last year are now eligible for this $1,000 check. The application portal is open now. Do not wait until the July deadline. Get your application in this Friday so you are at the front of the line. Next, let's talk about Alaska. This is the most consistent stimulus in the country, the Permanent Fund Dividend. I know many of you are waiting for the big check in October. But did you know there are monthly cleanup runs? If your status was eligible not paid last month because of a paperwork error, the state runs a distribution in the middle of the month. More importantly, the application for the new 2026 PFD is open right now. To get the full amount, which is projected to be over $1,300 this year, you must apply before March 31st. Use this weekend, starting January 23rd, to log into My Alaska and lock in your payment. Now let's look at Massachusetts. We are still seeing reports of Chapter 62F refunds for late filers. If you filed a late tax return for the previous year, the state is legally required to send your portion of the tax surplus. These batches go out on a rolling basis. If you recently resolved a tax issue with the state, keep an eye on your mailbox this week. And finally, before we get to the massive federal check, I want to mention Arizona. The Arizona Family's Tax Rebate. Most of these checks went out months ago. However, the state comptroller has reported thousands of unclaimed payments. These are checks that were returned as undeliverable. If you have kids and you lived in Arizona last year, check the online portal this Friday. You might have $750 sitting there waiting for you to update your address. Now, if I didn't call your state, don't click away. Because the biggest payout, the one that affects every state, is the federal change I'm about to cover. The IRS just adjusted the income tables for the Earned Income Tax Credit. This is what I call the working stimulus. And for the tax returns you are filing starting this Friday, the payout has jumped to numbers we have never seen before. I want to break down exactly who qualifies for this super payment, because 20% of eligible people forget to claim it every year. Here is the new magic number breakdown for the 2025 tax year. Category 1. 3 or more children. If you have 3 qualifying kids and your income is under roughly $63,000, your maximum credit is now $8,046. Let me repeat that. $8,046. That is not a deduction. That is a refundable credit. That means even if you owe $0 in taxes, the IRS will send you a check for up to $8,000. That is bigger than the first, second, and third stimulus checks combined. Category 2. 2 children. If you have 2 kids, the maximum check is $7,152. Again, this is a direct payment to you if you qualify for the max. Category 3. 1 child. The maximum payment is $4,328. And Category 4. No children. This is the one people miss. I don't have kids, I don't get anything. Wrong. If you are between the ages of 25 and 65 and you work a low-income job, you can get up to $649 back. It's not a fortune, but it pays the electric bill. Now there is a catch to this money. And this is why the January 23rd date is so important. If you claim this credit or the additional child tax credit, the IRS is legally required to hold your refund. This is called the PATH Act. Congress passed a law saying the IRS cannot release these specific checks before mid-February. So even if you file this Friday during the soft launch, and even if the IRS accepts your return on Monday, you will see a PATH Act message on your status. Do not panic. This is normal. Your funds will likely be released around February 17th or February 28th. But, and this is critical, you still want to file now. Why? Because you want to be at the front of the line when that hold is lifted. If you wait until February to file, you get stuck behind 50 million other people. Speaking of the child tax credit, I need to clarify a massive misconception. I see comments asking, is the child tax credit $3,600 again? Did they bring back the monthly payments? I want to be honest with you. Number, Congress failed to pass the extension. The monthly checks are not coming back right now. However, the credit is still worth $2,000 per child. And the refundable portion, the part you get even if you owe no taxes, has increased to $1,700. So, if you have 2 kids, that is a guaranteed $3,400 refund waiting for you, assuming you meet the income requirements. Now, I need to shift gears to something dangerous. Because all this money is moving, the scammers are working overtime. There is a letter circulating right now. It looks like an IRS Form CP2000. It has the IRS logo. It has your name on it. It claims you owe money from a previous stimulus check, or that your refund is on hold until you verify your identity. It includes a QR code or a phone number. Do not scan that code. The real IRS does not put QR codes on payment demand letters that lead to third-party payment sites. If you get a letter, go to irs.gov directly. Create an ID.me account. Check your Notices tab. If the letter isn't listed in your official account, it is trash. Throw it away. Also, be very careful with ghost preparers this weekend. Since tax season is opening, you will see pop-up tax services. If your tax preparer refuses to sign your return, if they refuse to put their PTIN on the paper, run. If they don't sign it, you are 100% liable for any mistakes. If they promise you a $10,000 refund when you only made $15,000, they are lying on your return, and you will be the one audited, not them. So, what is your action plan for Friday, January 23rd? Step 1. Gather your documents. You need your W-2s, your 1099s, and this is crucial, your IP PIN if the IRS sent you one. Step 2. Check your state rebate portals to see if you have pending money. Step 3. If you want to get your refund fast, use the IRS free file system this weekend to try and get into the hub testing batch. Step 4. If you claim the EITC or child tax credit, prepare yourself for the PATH Act delay. You won't see the money in January, but you need to file now to see it in February. The money is there. The laws are set. The $8,046 EITC maximum is real. Ignore the clickbait about bonus checks. Focus on the refunds you are legally owed. I will be tracking the hub testing status all day Friday. If we see reports of returns being accepted early, I will post a community update immediately. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that alert. Stay safe, watch your wallet, and I'll see you in the next video.